Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I was reminded of a topic this morning when my girlfriend Brittany was looking through social media, and one of her friends had apparently been doing one of these juice cleanses or juice detoxes. And quite frankly, I thought this topic was dead. I didn't think people still sold these. I didn't think people did this anymore. I thought that nutritionists had pretty much scared everyone off from this nonsense, but apparently that's not the case. So, let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. See if I can skill up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about it. All right, the whole idea behind these juice cleanses, actually, I'm not even sure what the idea is. I think that they're intended in some way to either detoxify the body because you're taking in nothing but pure fruit juices, so that will help rid the body of toxins, or they're thinking that because it puts less load on the GI tract because there's no roughage in there, nothing hardly to really digest or require large amounts of bowel movement, that maybe it lets your GI tract rest and help release stuff, everything that's maybe trapped in there, and that will somehow help detoxify the body. All right, the problem with these two theories, let's cover both of them, because there's problems with both concepts here. They're both pseudoscience. Actually, I wouldn't even call them pseudoscience because they're not even scientific enough to qualify as pseudoscience. Pseudoscience at least has some grounding in science. But the idea of detoxifying the body with this. All right, here's the problem. Your body's primary detoxification organ is the liver. The human body, after millions of years of mammals evolving, actually has a very efficient liver. Our liver is fantastic. I mean, the fact that we could get away with drinking alcohol every day and have it not kill us in the first year we do it shows how efficient our liver actually is. We can handle toxins fairly well up to a certain threshold. The liver actually has a manageable load of toxins that it can tolerate pretty much for your entire life. And obviously when you push it beyond that, things like your liver enzymes get elevated. Like if your liver is struggling to detoxify your body, your doctor can see it on blood work. If your liver is being overworked, things like your liver enzymes will be elevated beyond a normal threshold because they're always there. You are always exposed to toxins of some type. Doesn't matter, even out in the wild in a natural environment with no pollution, you're still exposed to toxins. Otherwise, obviously, our body wouldn't have developed this amazing filtration system to detoxify us. If we hadn't had been exposed to toxins for millions of years, it's normal. Not all toxins are man-made, although many of them are today, and we are exposed to a heavier load than many times in history. But nonetheless, there are still people who live to be over 100 years old. All right, so we're doing pretty good until we destroy our liver and overload it. And when we do, obviously things like liver enzymes get elevated. We develop things like fatty liver. We can have liver damage, sclerosis of the liver. We start to have problems. Now, the liver does a fantastic job of detoxifying us, and obviously if you can't purify all the toxins out and it gets overloaded, they get into our bloodstream, they poison us, they kill us. And obviously you can have acute poisoning that drops you dead right there in a few minutes. The liver just can't handle that degree of toxin. Now, that being said, the only way you could possibly help detoxify your body would be to reduce your load of things that work the liver, make the liver work to detoxify us. In theory, that makes perfect sense. So they automatically go to a bunch of fruit juices. Anyone who knows a little bit about nutrition sees the problem here already. Off the top of your head, what are the things that we know you think of off the top of your head that put stress on your liver? Certain drugs, even over-the-counter drugs, Tylenol, aspirin, painkillers can elevate liver enzymes. Those of you in the training world, oral anabolic steroids. Here's the big one, alcohol, drinking alcohol. All right, drinking alcohol. Big one, obviously chronic excessive intake of that will absolutely elevate your liver enzymes and eventually destroy it. However, what substance also found in nature produces a similar effect on the liver to alcohol, that we have a threshold of it we can tolerate, and beyond that becomes a problem? Fructose. Fructose is a naturally occurring sugar. It is hepatotoxic. We started realizing this about 7 or 8 years ago. There was quite a bit of data on it. Dr. Lustig talked about it a lot. Now, maybe he's overblown it a bit, and I think he has. But he started seeing, infants with liver sclerosis from too much table sugar and stuff being in their foods. Now, what is fruit juice essentially? Fruit juice is a refined sugar. Because you've basically, just like we've taken sugar cane, table sugar can cause toxicity. When you start exceeding 50 grams of fructose a day, your liver can't handle the load. And that's assuming no drinking alcohol or anything in there. So they're going to take a bunch of fruit sugars. Now, how do we get sugar cane into table sugar? And table sugar is the biggest culprit out there for this problem, right? This liver toxicity due to excessive fructose intake. It's a refined sugar. We take sugar cane and we strip all the fiber out and we pull the stuff out of the inside, and that's table sugar. You can actually do it through burning it. There's a milling process, there's a burning process. You get rid of all the fiber, right? And then you've got a refined sugar. What is fruit juice? In fact, many of these fruit juices in these cleanses have added sugars back in. Sometimes they have added fructose back in there. You've essentially taken fruit, stripped all the fiber out, all that peel, all that meaty part of the fruit, all that fiber, the good stuff, the stuff you want. We'll get to that as far as the GI tract too. This is stupid to remove that if you want to help purify your GI tract. It's the exact opposite of what you want to do to cleanse your gut out or cleanse your colon out. You removed all the fiber. So when you do this, a lot of these juice cleanses are a refined fruit sugar. You're getting a big chunk of your daily calories now from fructose. The one thing that you want to avoid is a normal dietary food if you wanted to give your liver a little bit of a break to let it back off a little bit so it could do its job better. And again, you don't need to detoxify unless your doctor tells you to. And the first thing he'll do is have you cut alcohol and stuff out, all right? But your liver enzymes will tell you that your liver can't detoxify your body effectively anymore. Well, if you wanted to give it a break, the last carb I would put in there would be a refined sugar containing fructose in it. That's what these juices are. So they actually create a load on your liver that it has to detoxify, just like as if you were drinking a little alcohol. This is the exact opposite of a detox. It's the exact opposite. It's insane. You're putting a known liver toxin in your body in a fairly large amount to detoxify yourself. It's fucking stupid. Like, it's literally fucking stupid. And anyone who knows biochemistry or human anatomy or nutrition should be looking at this going, what the actual fuck? Like, why would you think putting a pretty hefty amount of a liver toxin into your body would detoxify your body? You're going to try arsenic next? I mean, think about it. Now, the other issue, well, it's going to give the GI tract a rest. Why would your GI tract ever need a rest? That's like saying, well, we need to give your heart a break, so we're going to, try to stop your heart from beating. Like, why would you want to stop the muscles from working in your GI tract? They're designed to handle large amounts of roughage, large amounts of food, as much as you can eat and push it through all the time. In fact, we consumed larger amounts of fiber thousands of years ago, even in our natural environment, than we do today. Your GI tract handles large amounts of roughage well. Why would you remove the roughage from it? What is the one thing that we know effectively cleanses out your colon and your intestines? Fiber. So you're going to go several days on a juice fast and remove all of the fiber from your diet, the stuff that actually scrapes the linings of your intestines out and the lining of your colon out and gets all the garbage and old shit out of there, that's the correct word here, all the shit that's in there that's old. Fiber is what pushes it out. So you're going to stop taking in any fiber in your diet, and you think that the thing that actually cleanses out your intestines by not having any of it in your body, that it's going to be cleaner? Why don't you try running your dishwasher and your washing machine without soap next time and see how clean your stuff gets? It's like the same concept. You're taking the one cleaning agent found in our diet and removing it from your diet. That's not going to help you here. If anything, even if it worked, here's the problem. You're going to go right back to your crappy old diet, which is generally a low fiber diet. People who have problems and have colon cancers and polyps and all sorts of stuff, problems with their colon from old impacted stuff in there, is because they consume too low of a fiber diet. Their diet's too low in fiber and roughage. So if you had this problem, even if this magical cleanse helped you there, you're going to go right back to eating your crappy low fiber diet, and you're going to have the same problem again in a year. The best thing you could probably eat, I would tell people, look, if you wanted to eat a detoxifying food, why don't you eat some brown rice? Brown rice has an amazing ability to just clean out the GI tract. It has virtually no fructose in it, no toxicity on the liver. Rice bran itself seems to actually have a mild laxative effect. The actual oils found in rice bran actually has a very mild laxative effect combined with a really good fiber content that just scrapes out the lining of everything. Why don't you eat brown rice every day? Then your colon and your intestines would actually be about as clean as humanly possible. So this whole idea, this juice cleanse, is just literally insane on every level. And people are like, well, I start to feel better on it. I have energy. Yeah, you have energy because you just dumped a bunch of table sugar into your body, basically. You just dumped an enormous amount of refined sugar into your body, getting a sugar spike. Of course you've got energy, but you're going to have to keep sipping it all day to keep that energy going. You know, you're going to have to keep sipping it to keep the energy going because it's going to spike and crash, spike and crash. The only reason you have energy is because you're consuming a bunch of sugar. You know what? That's probably not the best way to be healthy. A bunch of refined sugar being thrown into your body for several days straight is your only form of calories. Do that too often, and that's how you develop type 2 diabetes. This is, again, not healthy. This is a scam. It's dangerous, and it's stupid. And there is not a registered dietitian that I have ever heard of who would promote this idea. In fact, you talk to any registered dietitian about it, and they're going to tell you not to do this stupid ass shit. It is a scam. It's a hustle, just like almost everything else the supplement and vitamin industry produces. 95% of the things that they produce and market are scams that do not work. And this is right up there on the list. And I was shocked to see there are still companies making these juice cleanses and selling them. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.